Hi, Drew Thompson, Market Development Agronomist with Pride Seeds. And today I'd like to talk about how Pride Seed names their corn hybrids. And so when we have a name like A7270G8, what does all that really mean? And so we'll start at the first digit here with the A, and so that is basically the unique identifier for Pride Seeds. The A itself doesn't necessarily mean anything specifically, but I like to think it is that beautiful link to our affiliation with Agri-Reliant Genetics. The next two digits, the 72, those are the most important ones in my opinion, because the way that our system works is you take those two digits and you add 30. And what that brings you to is 102 in this example, and that's what that's telling you. This is referred to as a 102-day relative maturity hybrid. And so what that allows is that when you're looking at a variety such as this, that's 102-day, you would say, all right, well maybe I'm growing 101-day of another genetic, or maybe I'm growing 103-day. This would fit right in there, and that's really what the system of relative maturity is, to help make sure that you're bringing the varieties that are very close to each other, comparable to each other, and we know that they work in your environment. The next two digits, in this case the 70, those are essentially placeholders. But really what it is over the history of Pride Seeds, we're probably going to have multiple 102-day genetics, so they're always going to start with the 72, but we also need them to be unique. And so by adding these next two digits, they make them a unique variety. And then the last digits, the G and the 8, we'll focus first on the G. Basically what that stands for is that stands for genetic traits. And how many genetic traits? In this case, there are 8. And so that is the Smart Stack trait. So there are below ground and above ground, a total of 8 different genetic traits, and we call it a G8. There's also G2s. Again, there's just 2 genetic traits for the above ground protection. And as we go into the future and we start working with new traits and new traits come to the market, there's going to be multiple Gs coming to the market. Right now, we're looking at some G4s, we're looking at some G7s. And then lastly is the rib, or the refuge in a bag, which means that this variety has 5% of a non-traded corn in there to ensure that we don't develop resistance to some of the pests that these traits are trying to control.